everybody, how you doing? My name is Nana. I am the CEO and founder of 54 Kingdoms, and I also wear other hats. Primarily, I am an associate professor at Central Connecticut State University, and I'm also the co-founder of a creative agency or a media agency called Creative and Media Operating Group, also known as COMOG LLC. Okay, so my typical day really spans the gamut. It depends on what time of the year it is. If it's during the spring, well, if it's during the fall and spring semester, I'm most likely teaching, right? So that's incorporated into my day. It's summertime now, so I'm a little more flexible. But from creative, in terms of my company COMOG, the agency side of things, I'm mostly the creative lead, so which means that I handle all client work from basic graphic design, print work that needs to go out, talking to the manufacturers or printers, making sure that what is being produced matches the client's specs, and also to being a web developer. So that's what I do there. From 54 standpoint, which is the apparel and accessory company, I am the one responsible for generating primarily the collections. So from concept to the actual design to reviewing it with my partner Poku, who's in charge of the business aspect of things. Talking with the manufacturers to making sure that the pieces that are being produced match our specs for materials, colors, the actual structure, size, and all those elements, and also helping out on the digital side of things with the website development. So I wear many hats depending on the time of the day. I'm doing different things. So that's it for that one. I decided to get into the creative field / graphic design because primarily of two things. I always loved being a creative. In this instance, it was visual arts. So I figured that since I love doing arts, I love being a creative, and I really loved technology, I kind of put those things side by side, and then I became a graphic designer. And that has allowed me to teach, that has allowed me to become the co-founder of a digital agency, and that has also allowed me to tell stories through fashion as a medium, through my company 54 Kingdoms. So that's really graphic design and how I kind of fell into my role. The training that I have for this is obviously I've been blessed to be naturally talented in visual arts. I'm not really a strong illustrator, but I know my way around a pencil and a piece of pen or an oil or a canvas and brush. But I also know I definitely love tech, so I kind of put all those elements together, and then it made it work for me. I did go to school to become a graphic designer. In doing that, I took a lot of classes, obviously in the arts and in graphics and computers and all those elements. But a lot of people also forget that in the roles that I'm in, primarily from the clothing and apparel side of things, some of the classes that have definitely probably helped me that most people might not even think about are things that are also outside of the field. I actually never went to school to become a fashion designer per se, right? It's just that fashion was the medium that I chose to tell a story. In my instance, the African diaspora story or the Africana story. But my classes in sciences actually also helped. So talking or knowing what exactly the qualities are of fabrics, affect things. Let's see, also accounting is also important. I think most people kind of forget that most creatives, even if you're a creative, you have to pay attention to the numbers. Business management, all those elements, all those courses, history in my elements plays a big role. So some of the general courses I took throughout high school and through my college years have all played a role to where I am today. So in terms of extracurricular activities, when I was in high school, I was involved in track and field and football, American football. I did not get into sports when I got into college. I didn't have the time for that, and I wasn't getting money from scholarships, so I figured that I'll probably put my time somewhere else. I was involved in organizations, primarily at my university, where I went to school for my undergrad, Central Connecticut State University. I was one of the founding members of an association called the Africana Students Organization, ASO. Whoop, whoop. So anybody from CCSU that's part of the organization or was part of the organization. And I also worked in campus where I got a chance to have a dialogue with people from all around the world. In my instance, it was people from primarily the Africana diaspora, or should I say the African diaspora, and that kind of led me to my role also as 54 Kingdoms. So yeah. One of my professional interests right now would be to find out what is the best way to tell a story. In my line of work is what is the best way to tell the Africana story. And times are changing, so your audience also changes. Their time span, what they pay attention to changes. The medium that you tell your stories change. One thing that we're definitely going to get involved, or that I want to get involved more, is utilization of 3D printing, and also 2D and 3D animation and content creation. One of the questions I get asked is, do you get frustrated whether you are a business owner? It doesn't matter whether you're a minor business owner or not. I think for most business owners, there's a struggle of being an entrepreneur that you had to deal with. You should start off a business with the anticipation that you may not get the help that you need. And are you willing to pursue it when money's not coming in, when things not going your way? Are you willing to do that and fight it through? My advice is, before you start off any adventure in terms of being an entrepreneur, is that have a compass of where you want to be. The direction that you go may change, but your compass should always point in the same direction of what your initial goal is. Your goal should change only when that goal can be improved. So always stick true to who you are and do what you do, because it may not be 100% how you want it to be, whether it's finances or the staff or the people that you work with. Take your time. Any moves that you make sure that they count, and make sure that your heart is in every step that you take. Okay, so my last piece of advice, if you don't take anything from what I've said, take this. No matter what you venture into, make sure it's something that you love to do, because you want to work, but you don't want it to feel like work. Your heart, everything that you do, your passion should be inside it, because it may not be all about the money all the time. It may not be about the people that you interact with, whether you think you're helping them or not helping them out. Is making sure that if you can get up every day and do what you need to do when things are not going your way, and know that that's what you love doing, and you keep on fighting for what you believe in.